Welcome to episode 5 of the Jeep Rebuild series. We got it all laid out. We got everything, I think. If you missed the other episodes, we hit a witch's eye and broke this off many years ago. So we pulled this axle out, we sandblasted this entire axle, and we cleaned it up. We welded on some brackets from Synergy. There you go. And we got some new parts. We sandblasted in here, and we are ready to put this thing back together. These Synergy lower control arms are badass. Look at those things. These things are so thick. Look at how thick they are. This is a heavy-duty stock one. This one here is about what this looked like. There's actually, I cut this off myself and slid the tube inside of here and put this DOM tubing over the top. I built these myself. They were pretty sturdy, but man, those Synergy ones are much thicker and they got nice new bushings. So we are ready to go. Here's the old mount for the control arm, which we ripped off of the axle right here when we hit a witch's eye out in the dunes. So we welded on those new ones. We got one on that side and one over there. So this is going to be much sturdier. This Synergy products, I love them. I really love the color. I love how they're built. Here's the upper control arm, pretty sturdy on that one. So I already had those in, but I got these new. It comes with everything you need with the instructions. I'm not sponsored by Synergy. I pay full price, but I love their products. They dominated the Jeep world back when the JKs first came out. So that's why I use their stuff, and also because they're American made. They're a small business locally. They're in San Luis Obispo. And they ship this stuff out really quick. Like, he sent me this. This actually came from Texas. He got it for me specially and got it as quick as he could. I think he got it in like 4 days, which they were backstocked on this. And Dave really hooked me up with this. I'm very thankful. Thanks a lot, Dave, at Synergy. Appreciate it. We got this new Synergy mount. We got these new Synergy joints in here. So hopefully this thing's going to be pretty nice. We got the axle tube reinforcement inside of here. We got this new piece. This is all Synergy. Synergy there. Got this new Synergy track bar, which will be really nice. That goes on here. I am using my old arms that I built myself. I actually made these a long time ago, and I just didn't have enough money to buy these from Synergy. But I am going to eventually buy the drag link and the tie rod at a later date. We got the Synergy stabilizer mount. This here goes on this dude. So we're getting pretty close. We are going to start assembling this, and I thought I would show you guys what everything looks like before I start putting it in. I've already set the lengths on these. I got these set at the exact length. Their instructions tells you everything you need to know about these things. So tells you the distance and everything to put them at. So we got those set. These I might give them a little more length to give me a little more caster, so this thing runs straight down the road. But I think we're ready. One thing we're gonna do in this episode is this ugly dude right here. We're gonna sandblast that. And I'm gonna sandblast it with my big sandblaster. Show you how fast I can really do it. Because Christine did this axle with the small one. And man, it took forever. It took Christine like 2 hours to do that axle. But we were just doing it to show you guys that you can do it with these little Harbor Freight sand pots right here. So if you missed that episode, make sure you go watch the previous episode, which is episode 4 of the Jeep Rebuild series. And Christine sandblasted that axle with that little sand pot right there. That was pretty fun. But we're gonna start putting her together, so let's get her going. Voila, look at that. We got it in there. Got everything lined up really good. These all went in really nice. All the bolts went in really good. I did this in my good clothes, guys. I'm not even dirty. Christine came out and said, "You look like you're in your good clothes." And I said, "I sure am, but I just wanted to get started. I'm sweating. It's super hot. But I'm stoked. Everything's lining up nice. Look at how good those things look now. Man, I'm stoked. Springs are in. All right, let's keep going. Well, I got bad news. That just happened. I had that brake caliper hanging up here because somebody mentioned I shouldn't let them hang. Well, I should have let it hang because it was hanging up here, and when it fell, it snapped right off. Son of a gun. That's all right. We can get rid of that cheesy bracket and how this thing's bent all down like this. You can put that back up there where it's supposed to be. Bend this up and we'll get those extended new brake lines. Those things are pretty old anyways. One more problem. I gotta weld this on. I forgot about this. This little guy goes right here for this. It's a new location for the sway bars, and I gotta get that welded on right there. This one over here, I just gotta cut this off, which is gonna be hard to cut that off flush. I'm just gonna cut it off and have to paint it black and leave it there, because the new mount goes right here on the new Synergy track bar thing. But we got the track bar in. That all looks good, but we got to address those issues, and then we're getting there. We're gonna get a new brake line on this side too. Might as well do them both. Get rid of this cheesy bracket. So stay tuned. I told you guys that I could sandblast that piece in 30 seconds in the last video when Christine sandblasted the entire axle. Now, and that was torture. Watching her do that, that was horrible. Now I'm going to show you how I do sandblasting with my bigger rig. I could have done that axle a lot quicker, or she could have with my bigger nozzle, but we wanted to do it for a video to show that it could be done with the little Harbor Freight one. Now, I'm going to do this, not with the little Harbor Freight. So this piece right here, I got a couple pieces. We're going to do this piece, and we're going to do the driveline. Look at how ugly this thing is. Get a close-up of that. That's something else. That is ugly as can be. So, I'm going to fire up my sandblaster, and I'm going to show you how a sandblaster makes money. This is the only way to make money. If you try to make money with that Harbor Freight, you ain't making any money. So, let me get it fired up, and then we'll show you what it's going to look like. Sandblasting is really hard to film. That's why it's loud, and that's why on my sandblasting YouTube channel, which I have, probably none of you ever found that, but on my sandblasting channel, I don't have a lot of sandblasting because it's really hard to film. It's really hard on that camera, and this is my good camera. I put some new lens screensavers on there, so hopefully it'll survive. I'm going to show you the best I can, but I hope you guys enjoy this. I got to get these blasted and painted. We're almost done with the Jeep, so let's get her running. Alright, let me show you how the pros do it. We're going to show you the whole thing too. That's ugly. See that? Even with the Pro Rig, it's so cloudy out, we got moisture in there. Go choke it, Christine. Go choke it again. These cloudy days really suck, even for the pros. Go choke it again. Hey, look, we're done with half. There's half of it. Now we gotta do the other side. See that? But that's actually more than just paint. That is like thick gunge.
Right.
I didn't realize it was that thick.
You're on the clock still.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Ah, the moisture. Go choke it again. Alright, that was half. Now we're gonna flip it over. That was a little more than 30 seconds. But it's the clouds. See, even the pros have trouble.
Look at the sky. All right, stop the clock. That took a little longer than 30 seconds. But we had issues. But once we get it rolling, it's cranking. And I think we got it going now. Now we're gonna do that drive line. Watch this. This will be a lot more impressive. If I can keep it next to me.
How about this? Put that there. There. All right, here we go.
Still was pretty quick. Look at how nice and clean that is now. Check it out. Come on. Give him a close-up. Look in there. Look at that. Now it's ready for some paint. Oh, forgot a spot right there. You gotta hit that. Clean enough. Let's hit that one little spot. There we go. Look at that. Didn't even hurt those little rubber things. That's a pretty old drive line, but it'll do. It's just for the front. So we're gonna throw some paint on this. We're gonna throw some paint on this. And we're gonna get him back on the Jeep. All right, that's it. That's enough of sandblasting. We're getting some paint on that drive line and that cross member. There we go. I just paint with satin. Decent paint from Walmart or Lowe's, wherever. Look at that. Doesn't look too bad. I use satin finish because it's all gonna end up dull anyways. And I don't want anything too shiny. Look at that drive line's looking good. Let's finish up that paint. I'm working on that Synergy steering stabilizer bracket. Bolts right here onto this Synergy track bar relocation bracket, which is really clean. Look at that. That's gonna look good. I gotta go over to Ace, get me a couple of bolts because these have to be exact. They can't wobble at all. So gotta go get those and then we'll be putting that together. Almost there, boys. Well, I was putting in these nice new gold bolts, some grade 8s, and the wrench slipped off. And this piece right here just connected with my forehead. Ah, look at that. Oh my gosh. It hit right on my eyebrow too. Dude, that hurt. Sorry, I'm a little close. So, first injury
Not bad, because I'm almost done. Dang, that hurt. Just wanted to explain that. So if you see that in my other videos, you'll know Tim didn't get cold cocked by somebody. He took one from his Jeep. Look at that. That thing's sharp too. Well, we got our new brake lines from Synergy. And they came from Poly Performance over there in San Luis Obispo. So we're gonna get these all installed. Hopefully I won't have any problems bleeding them, because everybody knows that's kind of a pain. Lovely. You know what that means? That means we did the brakes. Gosh darn it, I leaked brake fluid everywhere. Brakes are always a joy. I'm about ready to bleed these, but we got the new brake lines on from Synergy. Not a bad little mount, and then I put my stock mount back where it was. Pretty nice and clean, out of the way. I'll show you a quick second of what I'm using. I got this little dude. This thing works great. You just got to have fluid in there and it fills up. But I'm opening this, and believe it or not, a lot of it is just going in. Look at that. Look at it. See the bubbles? It's pushing itself in there. It's almost like gravity feeding, basically, up here from the master cylinder. So I'm making sure that stays full. We're letting it flow in. Look at the bubbles. Once those bubbles stop, we're pretty well ready to roll. There's no air in the lines. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna pump the brakes twice, fill that bottle all the way up, and have no bubbles in the line, and we should be good. So I just wanted to show you real quick. Somebody's gonna ask me, how'd you bleed the brakes? Right here. It's a simple little thing. Get it at any auto parts store. One last thing needs to go on is that skid pan, but I can't do it till I get it off these blocks. But let's get it on the ground. Let's make sure this thing still drives. Let's throw those wheels on. I am not gonna let you watch me put the wheels on, because that's boring. So take a good last look, because we're about ready to put the shoes on. Holy moly, this is why you need a cameraman. I literally got the tire on there, tightened up the first lug nut, and look at that block that I was using on end literally split in like 4-5 pieces. Had it right under here. Luckily, I left the shoring still under here, so it's still holding on that. But boy, was that close. That could have been a disaster. I need a cameraman. I need a full-time camera guy over here. Okay, I got it back on the wheels. How's that look? Pretty darn good. I'm stoked. I'm gonna back it out of here. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart on the way. And we're gonna pull it around here, and we're gonna take a look at it. Battery was dead. I had to get the battery started, because I left the door open. No brakes! Just kidding.
Well,
And all the lights on the dash went off.
yay!
We had a Christmas tree on the dash. They're all off. I can't believe it. I still got the sway bars to hook up, so that's why I was doing a little tippy. When this thing tips, the brakes go on. It's a stupid system, but whatever. It keeps people from flipping them over. All right. What do you think?
I'm anxious to drive this thing.
Oh, yeah? right, let me get it up here. We can inspect it. Yes, let me see that camera. I gotta show this dash. The only thing there is a seatbelt light. Look at that. Wow. Let's turn that off. Look at that. This is a glorious moment. Get a screenshot of that. There's no lights on the dash. That is awesome. Get in there, babe. What do you think? You're back in your old vehicle. Give it a rev. Let's hear it. Give me some gas. Rev that bad boy. Look at that. All right. There it is. Ooh, it looks nice too. That looks much cleaner. Hey, turn it off so we can hear. There we go. Look at that. She needs a bath. It is dirty. Like I said, I still got to do that sway bar thing right here. We'll pull that back up there and do that. That's one thing I forgot. I got to touch up a little more there. But dude, she's looking cherry. I am stoked. And look at you can't even see those green calipers. Look at them, they're way back in there.
My center caps look rough.
Yep, we need to, I'm gonna pull it apart. I wanna inspect all the bolts. But there it is, guys. There's the Jeep. She's back on all fours. Thank you guys for watching this series. It's not over though. We're gonna continue the series because we have to take this thing out on a shakedown run. Who knows what's gonna happen? So stick around for that. I appreciate you guys. Hey, go check out some of my other content, and if you want to help contribute to the channel,
Watch more of our videos.
that's right. Go watch another video. Matter of fact, turn a video on and put it on my channel and just let it play, and then just, you know, go to the mall or something and have a good time. Or go to sleep.
Mall. Nobody wants to go to the mall.
Well, go do something. You're not going to the mall in this?
No.
This ain't a mall crawler?
No, it's a grocery getter sometimes.
It's a
though.
grocery getter. But she's a grocery getting now, boys. Oh, man. I'm excited. All right. That's it for that episode. I think it was number 5. I'm so excited. I'm spitting all over the place. It's been the wrong time of year to do this because it's been so doggone hot. But we got it done.
97 degrees today.
97 degrees today. I'm out of here. I'm going to get an ice cold squirt, and we'll see you guys
On the next adventure. Thanks, babe. My Jeep looks awesome underneath now. Good job.
You're welcome. Don't get too excited. We haven't gone on a run yet.